I want us to see many of go through my slides very, very fast. Stand up, all of you, and I will sing for you. I want to sing for all of you, but then can the choir come here so that my all I'm supposed to sing? And this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. The way rejoice in it. Oh, this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. You are the students. We are the children. The Lord has made. The Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad. Oh.
Hey. Oh, money. I mean, it's boy.
I am a product made by trusting in God first and working hard. Trusting God and working hard. But I am forever grateful to His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who picked me when I was a mere major. I had been referred to a director of finance in the Special Forces, but His Excellency President Museveni chose and said and asked our command Special Forces that I work for him best. He was very clear. He said, Nagarema, come and work for me because of your degree of salvation. So if you want to be held by leaders, to be picked or be identified by great leaders, the fear of God should be first and foremost, and everything you do, please always serve God wholeheartedly. Do it right. So the president gave me a chance to serve directly under him based on the degree of salvation, that is being born again or remaining a faithful servant in everything I did. There were people, officers, very senior officers, who of course who I was under, who had studied in schools that are well known, very well known. The guys of this world, the Buddha kids, and I mean, I did my high school at Shimura Girls. For you who are city borns and those of you may not even know those names, they are in my village there where I was brought up. So I was only identified by the great leader of this country and the nations of Africa and the world at large, based on the degree of salvation. And it's what I want to tell you, that the fear of God is the beginning of all wisdom and can give you all you need for life and for godliness. So me, who was taken to school on a very old bicycle, I was lifted to work directly as a personal assistant to the president, later in senior private secretary, and after at some stage I was acting as his principal secretary, and now I am a special presidential advisor for investment. I got the opportunity, I went out of trust, a pioneer founder of the State House Anti-Corruption Unit under the trust of His Excellency the President, not because I was born of a rich family, not because I studied much higher than any other from first-class schools, just because of keeping honest, choosing to serve God, to be truthful, to be hardworking, and importantly, to do the right thing at the right time, and to be obedient and trust punctual in everything I did. So it's the message I am bringing to you today, that in all you ensure that you remain confident of yourself, that you can turn into a great person when you remain faithful to doing what is right and refusing to do what is wrong, refusing to follow the wrong company or the wrong peer groups, targeting the right thing at the right time, and ensuring that what you do honors God. So, why do morals and integrity matter in your life? When we talk of integrity, we mean to say that you should do the right thing even when there is nobody watching you. To be a person of integrity, you don't need to work under anyone's supervision. You need to be shown what and you do it the right way, what you are guided in. To remain focused on doing what is right. So, doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. So being a person of integrity matters because it promotes trust. You can be trusted by the top leaders and you actually win favor before the top, the middle, and those under you. I find myself trusted by leaders not because I know what to do, not because I can do what others can't do, but because I chose to remain faithful, I chose to remain obedient, I chose to serve God and my country because I have seen God lift me from a very humble background to work for the president. For me, the first airplane I entered, or the first plane I was on, was a presidential jet, and I found myself seated with only presidents in the United Nations General Assembly, me from a very, very humble background of a house that had just 2 rooms. Now I found myself in that mansion of State House and in charge of the president's program, not because my parents were known, but those parents of mine who were not known, who didn't have material or any riches. When I worked for the president in 1.5 years, he chose to visit my parents. So on 30th of July 2014, the president visited the humble home of my parents, and of course when the news for the president's visit arrived, when the program came out, my parents' life was lifted because the president can't visit where there is good road, where there is no clean water, where there is no power. All that was done for my father. The road was dug, the house was built very fast, the water was connected, the electricity was put. And not because I had the money, not because I was earning much more, but because I served faithfully, and God chose to lift my parents and also to lift me. I am here to tell you that you can find yourself in a position that you have never dreamt about when you remain faithful. Those of you who are there that decided to do the right thing, you find yourselves lifting your parents, lifting your community, lifting your country, and lifting nations of the world. Do you believe that? I am here telling you that I have seen lifting because of choosing to do the right thing at the right time. And I see hundreds of those that are saying they're going to do what is right. Very good. Do what is right, and God will lift you in His time. What is right now is you concentrating on your studies, protecting yourselves from being abused sexually, being abused even physically, because us in security forces, we are meant to protect people and their property, and children or people's students are our priority. Like I said earlier, the president's first priority is Bazukuru, and you are the Bazukuru. So be sure that the government led under the president, His Excellency President Museveni and Mama Janet, who is your minister, who is our mama of the nation, you are protected. Don't underlook yourselves. Don't suffer from, don't have self-pity. You have God Almighty who cares about you. You have leaders that are looking at you, how you concentrate, what you do, surely will be lifted. Integrity matters because it builds trust. Integrity matters because it shapes and guides your decisions. Integrity matters because it shapes your future and your relationships. And who you can become when you remain a person of integrity by choosing to remain doing what is right in the right time with the right people. Many youth, it is known by research that many youth value honesty and justice. But challenges like peer pressure and social media cause conflict in your thoughts. My appeal to you is that you're not diverted by what does not add value to you. Separate yourself from groups that are not adding any value. Be children, be students, be people with a difference, those that are choosing to do the right thing at the right time. Surveys show that integrity is still highly respected at all levels. Our this slide of mine could be shown, but I am sure your great leaders here today, the great team leader Mohammed, the teacher Mohammed, Cameron there will have this with his wonderful board of directors, management, and the teachers. I am sure they will share some of these ideas I put down in form of PowerPoint slides. As looking at values and ideology, and so I want to say that let your values guide your success. Let what you value, it is what you believe in, what you want to become. Who you are is shaped by the values. What you want to be known of as a daughter of so-and-so, as a son and daughter of Uganda, as someone born, brought up in the image of God, importantly. Even if you are an orphan, don't marry. The parents left the world, but God has made you grow. So count it on yourself to value yourself first, to ensure that everything you do is meant to promote who you are, not just for yourself, but for the sake of your family, your community, your country, and the world at large. Always be bold when you're doing the right thing, but also respect leaders, because disrespect can shut doors that apologies can never open. When you disrespect leaders, when you're not obedient, you can lose chances or opportunities that you will never regain or you will never get. So my appeal to you remains that use every opportunity. Now that you're students, use every opportunity to do your best so that you are identified and you'll be lifted in everything you do. Be honest, be the change that you want to see. Thank you. Integrity is your strength. It shouldn't be broken. Some talk about the integrity of the house or the family or the community, and for me, when I stepped here, I entered the office of your headmaster, great team leader, Haji Ahmed, the comrade there. I was amazed. His office, it has no difference with the State House. No wonder. Maybe the pages are there thinking, people are thinking that you have enough because you have shaped your office. It has everything to please, everything to learn about. What I have found in your headmasters, I hope these students, at least the leaders, get a chance to enter and study from the office arrangement, the the great articles you have, the wonderful word of wisdom that you have written. There is a lot to learn in your office. Thank you for being a person of excellency, great excellency, with your wonderful team of teachers. If integrity is found in your central being, it will give you lasting, impactful results. Focus on building a legacy for your parents, for your guardians, for your grandparents, for your children when time comes, and for your grandchildren to be proud of. And you can do that by remaining focused on doing what is right. Be honest with yourselves, be honest with others. Stand firm in your values. Choose friends who uplift. Choose friends who uplift you. Don't find yourselves in the company of dream killers, those who will discourage you, those who will criticize you. Ignore those, keep focused, keep yourself with those that are adding value, with those that are cheering you, with those that are showing you the right way to take, with those that are seeing for you a great future and are ready to support you for the great future that you want to find yourselves in. So I insist that stand firm in your values. Reflect daily on your actions. On a daily when you conclude your day, my very dear children, because hard in the favor of explaining who I am a mother of 6, and on 3 are biological, but 3 we adopted them. So our firstborn, the biological one, is already 22 years, and so all of you are my children. You're all fit to be my children. Of course, maybe even some of them are seeing some wonderful babies here in senior one, but you're not babies, you are already mature people because you have chosen to do the right thing. And to be here, you have definitely worked hard. You have definitely worked hard to be here. And please work harder, such that from this great, incredible Kitebi Secondary School, you aim high to the best universities of the world, starting with our very best university, Makerere, which is known, Makerere the great Makerere, and the other universities of the world. So reflect on your actions daily. When the day closes, ask yourself, what have I achieved? Did I do what I was supposed to do? Are your assignments all well done? Did you make your teachers proud or happy with you? Whatever goes wrong, ensure you correct it immediately for you to move on without keeping debts of apologies and reconciliation. Because time passes and it never looks back. So dear children of God, each one of you, in your respectful age, in your respectful capacities, from all your backgrounds, regardless of who you are, my friends from the Muslim community, I know that all of us who are believers, it doesn't matter about what your faith tells you. It is all about honoring God. Whether you call the Muslims worship Allah, it is okay as long as you're doing the right thing, like worshiping God Almighty. After all, Hajj Mohammed here, my brother, comrade here, has shown the example of lifting all of you and leading you to the right path of fearing, putting God first. Because looking at you, I saw God's fear, I saw God's honor, and I'm still seeing that you are the great leaders of this nation as long as you remain true to God's word. In the Bible, and this is in the book of Numbers, chapter 14, verse 24, there was a youth of that time, many years there, of course, it's in the Old Testament, before Jesus Christ was born. There was a youth called Caleb. So Caleb chose to be a youth with a difference, and it's what I'm appealing you to do. And he was identified by God, and this is what it says. Numbers chapter 14, verse 24 says, "But because my servant Caleb has a different spirit and follows me," this was the word of God, and follows God wholeheartedly, God chose to lift him up. So he says, "I will bring him into the land he went to, and his descendants will inherit it." So you can inherit your land, you can inherit your motherland, and then great leaders when you choose to be people of a difference, having great value, choosing to do the right thing, choosing positive difference where you are. I want to end by saying that let your light so shine that people will see your good works, people will see your good education, people will see your great values and praise your Father God who is in. And still that is the word of God in the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine before people and glorify your Father who is in heaven. I am here as a soldier. I don't want to sit. I will stand here and answer all your questions. Thank you very, very much for listening to me.
This has been quite free. Have laid a flow of the wisdom, and I'm very, very happy. Thank you for interacting with us. You are not going to leave us the same. We are the candidates saying is going to keep standing as he welcomes the questions from the audience. Anyone with the questions, please come here. But we have one chief who is going to open up the question, and this is none other than the team leader. He has a question. In the first one, then there is okay. As I welcome people with questions.
Let me first request the audience to clap for a Colonel. Our method of operation is really militant. For me, if really I would have requested that the Colonel, if he asked him while standing, but she says that in the army, they give orders, and while the orders must be taken while standing. This is not for the press. First of all, you press, tell me how come I don't want you. Now, you students, first of all, clap for the Colonel. She made it a 50 plate now. First of all, she has bought soda to all the groups, and the soda was seen, and some have already taken. Please clap for that. It's not on credit, she has paid cash. Number two, Colonel told me, and I don't know that she's going to deny, she told me that she's going to talk to the president and mom to request her to take the school choir for Kitebi and sing for them over the weekend and the class. Colonel, this is the 50 plate.
The weekend I can't say it, but I will pursue it until this choir steps in State House.
I now want to be clear with the organizer, Madam Kawatongole, to have the list of the people who got the courage of being here, and before the end of business, let me have the list, because I know she's the person of who I want. We are impatiently waiting for that. Will you even take the deputy to be part of the escort the team to say?
Of course, the team will be accompanied by the head teacher, the team leader.
That's for me because I'm going on timetable.
The team leader, you know who you will choose. but also the Patriotic Club.
Okay.
It's amazing. The
You
Patriotic
can-
Club cannot be left behind. Of
Now-
all of you, the status is meant for you, but this choir, because it looked like the choir that sang for the Pope.
Yes.
I said, no, this choir should stay with status, accompanied by the Patriotism Club, and of course their leaders.
Can you kusalamia mkubwa?
Boss! Boss! Asante sana! Viongozi tena! For the state to do.
Now you teachers, whoever fails to ask a question is not going on high table. And I'm taking records. Even if you don't have, come and appreciate, so that you qualify to be on that blue paper. Now, come, this is my question, what's the requirement for going to high table? I have known your family for long, since 2001. 2001, I was at the university, and you already in the active service. And I used to read news, and I used to know the late Reverend Serwata. What I remember about that family is such a very strong religious family, and nobody doubts that. I would kindly request you to tell these students what prompted you from such a religious family to take up the military course and never took up this. I think that would definitely bring out something because it raises so many questions. Such a religious person, from religious background, to the higher ranks of the military, colonel and the rest and what have you. We want us to know the correlation. The biblical correlation is the military correlation. I think that was the beginning question, and whoever wants to go here, the state must ask. There are going to be compulsory questions. Colonel, thank you very much. That's my question.
Thank you, Team Leader, as asked his question. I think the Colonel should
Will I be answering one by one, or I wait and answer one?
The team-
I think the one of the team leader, the headmaster, a great, the advocate of the High Court, a member of the bar or bench, the bar, and a great human resource manager. So the question was from the team leader, your great head teacher, is why did I join army where I was from a religious background? What prompted me to be in the military, where everything is command, where we are very strict, where we don't have, where orders are not discussed, orders are to be implemented. That is the military. So in 1998, my brother Haji Gamrege, 1998, His Excellency the President requested religious leaders, the chaplains in the tertiary institutions, the chaplains, the sheikhs in the mosques, to recruit God-fearing students before they join public service, to recruit from universities and tertiary institutions for those who were deeply rooted in Christianity and in religion, because we are an intake. My intake is intake 06 of 1999-2000, because we started in December. Our training started in December 1999, and we commissioned as second lieutenants in 2000 September. So we were recruited on the basis of Christianity and religion and religious morals. So the president asked the leaders of churches and mosques to recruit students from universities and tertiary institutions to go for training, but we were meant to serve in the Revenue Protection Services. It was called SRPS, Revenue Protection Services, that time. So when I was recruited by our chaplain at the Uganda College of Commerce, Kabare, our chaplain was late now, Reverend Westin Eva, together with the chaplain who was that time at Chigezi High School, who is now a bishop of North Chigezi Diocese, Bishop Onesimus Asimwe, whose son is actually my personal assistant, that Daudi. So Daudi is the son of Bishop Onesimus Asimwe, who also recruited me. So I was recruited on the basis of Christianity to fight smugglers. Because Revenue Protection Services was meant to serve, to fight smugglers who are stealing our wealth on the lakes and the smugglers. You see how God calls. Now I found myself fighting corruption at a national level, yet recruitment was fighting the smugglers in uniform. So, still, it was on the basis of God-fearing people, but when we reached in the training, the President himself came and addressed us. When we had trained for 6 months and were supposed to pass out to go and work as revenue protection officers. So His Excellency asked us a question. You are the God-fearing people who have already trained and sees how we need to revolutionize security forces. You are from universities and tertiary institutions. Can't you go ahead and I give you a chance to train further and commission as officers so that you revolutionize and professionalize the army? That was in 1998, around July. So we crossed, most of us crossed from the Revenue Protection Services, because they were supposed to go straight, and we chose now to do cadet on the President's guidance. So cadet is the officer training of the military. So we were the first cohort, or the first intake, to be recruited on the basis of God-fearing, but also professionalize the army. Because we were already professional. We had many doctors, engineers, lawyers, accountants as well, and His Excellency kept his word. Because after we commissioned, those of us who are accountants, I headed the finance department of his unit, which was the Presidential Protection Unit. I was the finance officer, and I remained in finance for 13 years. From when the unit was Presidential Protection Unit, it later became Presidential Guard Brigade, PGB. I was still a finance officer. I started as officer in charge of accounts of the unit, Presidential Protection Unit, PPU then, a finance officer, Presidential Guard Brigade. Later, Special Forces Group, SFG, still finance officer, SFC, Special Forces Command, because the unit of the President has been elevated again and again, and now it's a service. It's now a service very independent of the army, of the armed forces. So we have Special Forces Command. So I was in the director of finance in my profession of accounts. That's when I also had done logistics, the bachelor's of logistics management. So that's how I entered. It was on the basis of God-fearing and on the basis of professionalizing the military, and I have never regretted. My parents were happy because when they first heard that I had gone to train as a soldier, to be sincere, some of the religious leaders, including my father, they were not aware. Our daughter, the first born, those years, 1999, 1998, 99, 2000, girls in the military were looked at as those who were social anthems. And this is me who had been preaching the gospel, leading Christian Union, born and brought up around bishops and reverends and singing praises. How I was for command, I was to be put on this combat, and indeed I put it on. My first trouser to put on was a combat. I had never, because I was at a church, in the church environment. But later, when my parents and those religious leaders, most of them, the bishops now, they are very proud of what they did to have recruited the youths at that time who were God-fearing. Wherever we are, those of us who have decided to stick to the truth, to remain serving God and working God, we are making them proud. So it is about fearing God. That's how I ended up in the army, and I'm a very proud serving military officer of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. I'm a soldier of the Uganda People's Defense Forces and a soldier of God, because everything I do it for God and my country.
Thank you very much. The Colonel has answered it here. I would like to some few questions from staff, beginning with the Director of Studies. Well, Commander, give the mic to the Director of Studies, has a question. To the Colonel. Colonel, the one asking you is our boss, Director of Studies.
Thank you, Mr. Bawanda. Thank you, Mr. Bawanda. First of all, I'd like to welcome you to our school, and we appreciate you for the time that you're here with us. I have two questions for you. One is, what advice would you give to students interested in pursuing a military career? And another question is, can you share a memorable experience or a mission that had a significant impact on you? Thank you.
We can take 5.
Thank you.
If any from the staff.
Thank you, Director of Studies. You are teaching me on how to tell the people who I am. Thank you very much.
I was saying, any staff?
Do I answer now?
Can I request you take like 5 at a go? And there is one officer, and the officer in charge of counseling and guidance in the school.
Thank you very much, Colonel Edith, for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for making my life easy in Kitebi, because you have done such a great work and impacted in our students and given to us. We struggle so much as Ugandans and as human beings in keeping integrity. It is such a difficult thing, and our students here are not a different kind, they are the same. It is very difficult in how they are being raised, in what they are going through, keeping themselves for God, and for the integrity is being challenging to them. I would like to ask you to share, if there is anything you could share with them that relates to a difficult situation that you were in, and you were able to stand firm and overcome the pressure, maybe in your childhood, maybe in your work, something they could relate to, so that every time there is something going on in their lives, they will say, no, come and make it, I can make it. I'll be glad if you did that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Are you a teacher or a parent?
I'm the school counselor.
School counselor, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, the school counselor, Madam Short. Si mwalimu, lugha ya Kiswahili, no problem. The madam, the Colonel knows.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mawanda, the MC, the editor of the school, and our chief guest. I greet you all. My question is, at what katika Kiswahili takuuliza katika Kiswahili. Kwani mimi ni mwalimu wa Kiswahili. Na nakumbuka vizuri wakati nilikuwa jana kama hao, nilikuwa napenda mambo ya wanafanya wanafunza wa mambo ya patriotism na scouting, lakini baada ya muda kuendelea nilipoteza nafasi za kuendelea hiyo ndoto yangu, na nilikuwa naomba hao wanafunzi hasa wale wa patriotism unawezaje ukawasaidia wakaendeleza ile kipawa chao au taarifa yao? Kwani tumemwangalia komanda mmoja hapa anaweza kawa komanda mzuri wa jeshi la Uganda. Unawezaje kusaidia? Asante sana.
Thank you very much. That's Mwalimu Joshua, teacher of Swahili in this school. Those are 3 questions from staff. I think we can close that. Staff, they are done. I'll request the Ghana to respond to those questions.
Thank you very much, the teacher, the Director of Studies. Thank you for tickling me to talk about those who would like to join the army. Which advice am I giving? The question was, how do I advise those who would like to join the army? The Uganda People's Defense Forces, or UPDF, is now a professional army. So I want to encourage you, those who want to join, please first study and have a profession. That is my advice. I wouldn't want a secondary school student to straight away join the army because they will not go. Yes, we have openings. Actually, people go back to school, but you have to first serve. And when you join, when you don't have a profession, you will be in the regular army. They will not hold offices. They will. Yet we now have a stable environment. There are no wars to be fought by those who are not professional. So my appeal to those who would like to join the army is that the UPDF is available for all Ugandans that love serving their country, because you are all patriots. I see that you love your country, but kindly first study and have a profession so that you join the military to add value. You join the UPDF as an engineer, as a lawyer, as an accountant, because you see how we are professionalized. We have engineers brigade, which is now transforming the construction sector of Uganda. Then we have, so I advise that they first pursue some profession. But those who want to join after secondary, there is also a chance. Recruitment is done at district level, and it is also always advertised. So recruitment is open. When adverts are out, you go to the district and you're recruited. But my appeal to the incredible Kitebi students, my appeal is that you first become professionals, so that you come to add value, because you are people of great integrity, of great value. We want value addition. The second question was there any situation that was difficult or that impacted me, and how did I overcome? I think that question ties into the question of the school counselor, that was there a situation that ever challenged me, and how did I overcome? How did I overcome it? Yes, there are situations that come our way. As young people, you definitely are tested in many ways. For me, my hardship, I think, when I was a student at your level, I had lots of ambition. I wanted to really become. I wanted to be the top at all. In everything I did, I wanted to be the top. I wanted to be the best in what I did. Yet, I was always limited in resources. But because of faith for my parents, who are always saying, Jesus is enough for you, I would question that question of Jesus is enough. I would say, but if Jesus is enough and I know that he's enough, I am not getting everything I needed. For example, when you're joining secondary school for the first time, you want to come, maybe also being driven in a vehicle, having the best suitcase, packed, everything you need at school. But for me, I was taken as dropped at school by my father. very loving father, very happy father, but on riding a very old bicycle with a suitcase that was metallic, yet that I had seen some leather somewhere. So I felt like God had not given me what I needed by that time. And I kept saying, I will pursue this wonderful God who can give me everything I need for life and for godliness until I get it. So I always determined to work for the best, even when I would be grumbling in myself, when it's delaying, when is it coming, I was always waiting for that time when I would have the best, when I would be satisfied with what I have. And so when I started working, life was not easy. The challenging part that I ever had and challenged me so much was when I was appointed the first internal auditor of the Presidential Protection Unit, when I was a very junior officer, to audit senior officers who had been serving the president, of course, much longer, and yet I had to question what they had not done right. So for me, my fight in corruption started long ago, and it is not an easy fight. It actually takes a lot of faith and courage to know that repercussions can be very bad. So this is me, a very junior officer. Then I was appointed first internal auditor. Then I audited the logistics that were used in the campaigns of 2001. And the report was questioning senior officers. So my life was threatened. My life was threatened to question the senior officers that you found serving and were very senior in everything, were very protected. How I overcame was to go and tell the commandant, the top commander or the commandant of the unit, the Presidential Protection Unit then, that this report was questioning most of the senior officers, and what I needed was him to own up the report as the commander. Me, I had done my part. I said, I have done my part, done it professionally. I saluted very well, said, own up the report, tell the senior officers, let them do what
People fight you. So my question is, how have you been able to handle and fight them at the same time?
Okay, another question.
Thank you, Madam, for this opportunity. My name is Kitebi Secondary
Be audible.
My name is Kitebi Secondary. We all have people who inspire us as we grow up. And my question is, who inspired you to work hard and achieve success in life?
Okay, another question. Yes, thank you for being precise.
Thank you, Tono Katelika. I mean,
Nakalema.
My question is,
don't tease my son, because I am the one who made mistakes, then you forgive me, so he has not done any mistake.
when the head of school was introducing you, he said that you have ever been in the White House and Buckingham Palace. My question is that, what were you going to do there?
You are right, thank you.
Okay, that's enough for me. Another question?
Another question. You have said that you have ever been in army and you trained. Have you ever been at the battle line? Thank you.
Okay. The battlefield. Speak.
Consider you. My question is about anti-corruption. How have these strategies? What strategies have you set to fight big officers in parliament? Some of them have corruption among them. So how have you helped in fighting that?
The big fish in government who are victims of corruption. How was the kind of handled with them?
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Namdeni Karo from Senior 3 Orange. I'm not having a question, but just appreciating you. Dear Madam, thank you for all the wonderful words you've delivered to us today. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for appreciation.
Thank you.
Yes, another one.
Thank you, Madam. My name is Amundire Danson, Senior 6 Science. And Madam, I have a question. Sometimes we as the youth, we tend to face challenges whereby you have gotten a chance of being near a strong person, you have gotten a chance of being close to great people like the president, like the government leader, the MP. But we have seen some youths sometimes because we don't know what to do exactly and how we can conduct ourselves. But Madam, you told us that when you came closer to the big offices, you managed, you actually, the way you took yourself, the way you conducted yourself in terms of behavior, it gave you an opportunity and pushed you higher. So Madam, my question is that how can we as the youth, if we have gotten such an opportunity, how can we utilize that opportunity in terms of behavior? How can we conduct ourselves such that we utilize that opportunity and we see ourselves uplifted? Thank you very much.
Okay, I said let us be precise with questions. Be precise and so that they cannot get your question well. Now,
is going to Madam Honorable, Right Honorable Nakalima Idi.
The team leader gave me titles that are not mine. I have never been a right honorable. He only loves me as a sister. I am only Kano Nakalima. Go ahead, the rest of the ones are there.
ask your question.
So my question is, as Honorable, since you managed to overcome all the challenges you faced during your academic regime, and you managed to overcome, to reach on where you are. So as a successor, which strategy have you said that you can lift up other students who are coming from a humble background, a home family background? Since we have many students there in the field, they cannot afford to complete their education, they cannot manage to be successful in the future, since they lack the support from some organization. Another question is
one question, that's enough. I beg that we answer those 5 questions before I bring another stage.
Yes. The Right Honorable Prime Minister, Edith, is she the one? Yes. You asked me about how I balance family, profession as a soldier, and work. How as a mother, as a wife, as a soldier, but also a soldier who now serves sometimes with diplomats, because in my work now of protecting investors, you may have seen or hear that we meet with ambassadors, diplomats, and all that. What helps me on a daily is to remember that everything we have on earth here is to honor God. So I am always thankful and determined to indeed balance my life. I am thankful to God that He made me a wife. Meanwhile, the one other statement I needed to make is that I am a very well balanced Ugandan whose father originated, it was my great-grandfather who originated from Lwengo, Masaka, and became a Sanga chief in Angole. So that's how I am a Mumeja of Uganda, Nakalema, because indeed my great-grandfather was a chief and the Nakalemas are from a royal family. So my great-grandfather was a chief in Angole, my grandfather lived in Uganda partially, but settled in Nyankole, and my father married a Munyankole. So then, now my mother is a Munyankole, my father is remained in Uganda, and actually was ordained a reverend in central Uganda. He has died studying in central Uganda diocese, Kasana. But I am married to Lieutenant Colonel Dean Elias Suswa from West Nile, Arua. So, from Uganda to Angole to Arua, I have my strong blood there. Therefore, I'm very well balanced, and every time I can associate with them very, very well. And that's what the Page tells us. We are one by brother. So even there is balance in cultures, among other things that I balance. Because where I was brought up in Angola, our food is different from where I'm married. So I also have to balance the culture, the language. We can't hear each other if we speak mother language in our home, because the children have been born here in Uganda, they have gone to school, and so they speak English. If you don't, so there are many things to balance. But in everything, I am always grateful to God that I have what I have, and I have to give time according to what God has given me. So on a daily, I have to get up thanking God that I am a mother and the children need attention, and I have to give them attention according to their ages. Now my first one is already in his third year at the university, but the rest one is still in secondary, he's in senior 3. So I have a lot to balance, but on a daily it is determination to know that everything I have is by God's grace, and each part of me must be fulfilled. But I give priority to family, because when you are messed up at home, you cannot be efficient at work. So my first priority, I have to tell you that my first priority is to ensure that my family is organized. And then I have to work harder, because I sleep very late, because I must be in office daily, apart from a few weekends when I have some social activities. I have to ensure that what I have not done in the morning for my family, I must do it at night. So then I have long nights sometimes, fulfilling what I must do in my home. But I have also to report at work with a very organized head. I have to appear in public, very organized. My young children, teenagers and youth, how you appear in public also matters. So as you grow, know that, and I'm glad you're very smart in your uniforms. I was looking at admiring your white socks, your black shoes, your tucking in, your ties. I miss that. I wish I could also now have a chance to go back and put on my socks and sit in class and be told what to do. Now I'm the one supposed to do it. So balancing, it is about knowing that everything you are needs time, so allocating your time according to priorities, ensuring that time for home, you do what is supposed to do at home. At home, I am not a commander. You see, now I am a full colonel and my husband is still a lieutenant colonel. So I have to ensure when I'm in uniform, I have to go and remove uniform so that he doesn't come and salute me from home. Because uniform demands that you salute your senior, because you're saluting the coat of arms. So when I'm putting on my husband must salute. So I try my best that I remove him from at home before he arrives. So maybe when I'm on duty somewhere and I know he's home, I will ensure I come very late when he's in bed, I go and remove my food. So balancing. You see how I struggle sometimes? So I have to balance many things. I don't want to make the money. In his own home, he built the home. So now I come with my peeps because I am a full colonel then and here. So I ensure at home, I am not a colonel. At home, I'm a wife. I am a mother. I have to give attention to my children, give respect to my husband. Then on duty, I am a very tough soldier when I'm in uniform. And I'm about to cross to the, actually I will jump now to the other question. have I ever been to the battlefield? Who did you ask that? Yes, I was. In 2001, the Konye battle was not yet. There was still a war over ADF in northern Uganda, Ruguru. And His Excellency the President, being Sabarwani, he took all of us in PPU. Lucky me, I was already head in finance. So I went as a finance officer to pay those in the battlefield. But of course, in the battlefield, you must be ready. And that is one of the principles everyone who wants to be successful must keep, that you are ready with your equipment. So you have, as a student, be ready in your studies, be ready with your preps. And so in the battlefield, you must go when you have your helmet on, because that helmet protects you from getting killed before you fight. So everything that hits on the helmet bounces back. And when you see soldiers with helmets, know that they are ready for battle. So I have ever been in a battlefield. I didn't go in the front to shoot, but I was in the full dress for battle, handling logistics of those who are fighting. So thankfully, the Sabarwan led the war very well. We don't have wars. So those of you who are joining us now, you're going to make the institution better in your professional lives. Who inspired me to? Many people have those that inspire them or that they admire. For me, to be sincere, because I was in the village, we didn't even have a television at home growing up. I'm the one who first goes to the television to tell my parents after I started working around 2004. So I didn't have a chance of seeing many people, but what inspired me always was that when you serve God and serve Him faithfully, He lifts you to high levels. So I was only inspired by the fact that there is promotion in serving God, because I had seen it with many that were serving God in church. They were always being lifted. So I don't have a specific person I looked on when I was young, but as I grow up, now I'm seeing many successful leaders, including the Honorable First Lady, who I later came to work under, of course serving as a personal assistant. I looked at how she balances her life, even now when her age is advanced. You see how she appears in public, how she talks, so for me now she became my mentor. That this is a wonderful mother whose husband chose to surrender all his life to serving his country, because His Excellency President Museveni gave up on his family. 1981, left Mama Janet with a 6 months baby, the firstborn Diana, and Mama Janet held the family in exile in Sweden. And now you see how very respectful, Minister of Education, great wisdom, very smart, very calm. I admire her because I don't have the calmness. It's the soldier me who says this must be done, and it has to be done, as long as it's done the right way. So growing up, I wanted to keep serving God until I was lifted. When I was lucky to be lifted, I admire Mama Janet. And my son asked me, what had I gone to do in White House, the United States, and back in Paris, in London. I was serving the president. So I went with the president. He was on state visit. But in White House, the time of Obama, this was 2014, it was a dinner for all African presidents. So I was very lucky that His Excellency President Museveni is always given respect among all African, most African, if not all. But for him, when he enters, going through this many life, his immediate person must come with So when he wants to respect other presidents, he will move and give it to the personal assistant. You see how God bless ways. So I was holding the heart of the president to enter in the meeting of only presidents in the White House. Back in some Paris, it was a dinner hosted by the Queen, by the late Queen of England, Her Majesty the Queen of England, and many times. But at the time I was at Buckingham Palace and later Westminster and the House of Lords, I was doing my strategic course at the UK Defence Academy. But I have been to all admired places on this planet Earth. What I have decided to do is to serve God, but there is no beautiful country like Uganda. When I was at the Defence Academy, we had 58 countries represented at the United Kingdom Defence Academy, showcasing our country's food and dress. When I put on our Gomez, Uganda Gomesi, and I used the sash, it was our flag, Uganda flag colors, and we cooked our matoke, we put our fresh beans, we put our ground nuts, we put our cassava, then the fruits, the pineapple, the jackfruit. Uganda won the show of all those many countries, and Uganda flag was put the highest. So know that you live and are born in the most beautiful country on the globe, because I have been there. Yes, finally, I think I've finished this strategic. Okay, the strategies of fighting the big fish, and my daughter was even specific, the big fish in Parliament. What were the strategies? Fighting corruption takes determination to say, I am not going to spare anyone as long as there is evidence against them. So the strategy was to have evidence against the implicated persons. And that's why we ended up having some permanent secretaries arrested, many CEOs. I don't want to go back because I published a report, and it had over 300 senior and middle government officials that were arraigned in courts of law, convicted, and will not serve government for 10 years. The strategy was get enough evidence and take the rightful steps, because the corrupt are very syndicated, they are very connected. So you need to have the right people in right positions, the right lawyers, such that your case is not messed up. You know, they say that justice rushed is justice crushed. Yet me, I was rushing because corruption was everywhere. So I ensured I had the right lawyers who would bring out facts very fast, and I would ensure that the police officers, the detectives, the police detectives or police officers in the criminal division, the criminal directorate, CID, criminal, what is CID? I'm forgetting. The criminal investigation department of police. I ensured that we had those that were not corrupt like some others. And I ensured that I was always in touch with the top leadership, the IGP, the CDF, and since I was working under the authority of His Excellency the President, and I'm a born-again person protected by God, the strategy was clear. God is able to do exceedingly great. The President is supportive about fighting the corrupt, and the leaders were giving every support. The strategy was get facts, take the people to the right courts. I mean, there is the anti-corruption division of the High Court, and people are convicted, and I have no case. I delivered my time. And the unit with the President started, that unit that I led, the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, it is still there, doing good work, and the leadership of Brigadier General Henry is okay. Whenever you are in leadership, ensure that your work continues long after you have gone. That is one other principle you should always consider. That what you start, should not die because you have left. Start it and recruit people, guide them so that when you leave, they continue the work. When your seniors come, let them also do their part, but let your part never die. I think those were the questions. The other one, the beautiful lady appreciated, and thank you very much. My young daughter appreciated. The health to win. Yes, one was saying that I was lucky that working hard, I was identified, and so how would they also try to work hard? I think working hard and doing the right thing, you will always be identified by those around you, and you can get support because everyone wants the right thing done. So continue doing good, and you definitely be lifted. There is one student was asking how those that are unable can be helped. I don't want to promise that there can be a sure way of helping everyone that is not able, but what I know is that God has a good plan for everyone, for each one of you, as long as you remain doing the right thing. Those who are able will always speak on you, and leaders who are called to serve will always support those. Because I can't point out one person or point out any one strategy to say all those that are unable or are needed, are struggling with school fees, can take this direction. I am grateful to your leadership here at Kitebi that the school fees is actually not much, and it is again the best USP that I can testify about. That you're doing well. Those that are still struggling, let them struggle, trusting God, and the God of all power, all integrity will carry you through.
Thank you, the channel. Commander Lazarus. If your question has been asked already, you don't want repetitions. And be precise, as I said, don't pocket.
Hello, English, I salute you. My name is Sarah Virginia. Thanks for bringing
The candidates.
our candidate. Congratulations. Thank you. The government of Canada has promised His Excellency Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, to reward him for good work done during COVID-19 pandemic. My question is, why don't you use that chance, that relationship to build Uganda? For now, as I speak, Uganda has a population of 55.1 million of people, but 80% of those people are youth. But these youth have no jobs. The students you are seeing here, 4 years forward, they will be out of schools. But after schools, what are they going to do if there is no job? My dear General, use that chance to create jobs for Ugandans. Thank you.
Proceed.
My name is Elizabeth Sharon from Senior to Grade, as the assistant to the Lieutenant Colonel State Patriotism Club. My question is, we as students, how can we contribute to the success of this initiative?
Which initiative, madam?
Initiative of anti-corruption in schools.
Protocol observed. My name is Braham Benasio from S1 Kings.
First of all, I appreciate the government of Uganda and our Papa, His Excellency Welcome Museveni, for allowing us as non-Ugandans to settle in this mighty institution. My question is, like some students, I heard in your speech you said that all of us we are leaders, but some students we apply and contest for the leadership, but sometimes because of the majority think that we cannot be leaders, or we are well known by the minority. Minority trust us that we are able, and that majority who don't support us, they make us not to pass through. Then what advice can you give us as those who don't win the elections? Thank you.
Your elections are at what level?
For example, I can give an example like a senior school. Like when you want to become a leader and the majority, they don't give you the support, but the minority think that you can do it. And because of that, you don't get that. You don't be entitled. And now,
so elections at the school level.
Yeah.
Yes, we do implement another person.
Protocol observed. For me, before asking a question, I'm politely requesting people on camera to come close to me. So that, because keeping records in this school, it's part of it. So, my name is Kadila Uthman Buni Hassan, the CEO to be.
The CEO to be? Wow, congratulations.
My question is, you are seeing me here because Timida taught us to take notes. And for you, after graduating in the College of Commerce in Kabale, what or who inspired you to join King's College of London?
Proceed.
I want to become a biochemist and at the same time a politician. But the people that I consult to discourage me. How can I fix it?
You want to be
You want to be?
biochemist.
You are pursuing your profession to be a biochemist, but you also want to be a politician. So how can you pursue both?
Advice pursue both. Two more.
Protocol has been already established. My name is Landis Naya S4O. My question is, in this country as Uganda, many rich people like being with few kids. Now you have your biological children, they are free. And you have decided to adopt two. Now what's your ambition in helping those kids you have adopted?
One more. My ambition for the children I have adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Sebastian Kalfa, Red, and my question is, how I see you went to every part of the world, like you see continents, and you came back to Uganda. And see, you say that Uganda is the best country in the whole of Africa. So, but some people they are saying, okay, some of the people say that if they just get a chance to step in one of the Europe countries, they will not look back. but tell them what the good things in this country, that if they go away, how this affects the country, like the development of the country. And the next question is, how do you earn your space that you are in government and you are a woman, you cannot go everywhere that men can go, but you still maintain the positions and you have your space. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let us go by those 6 questions. Colonel.
So I'm now actually going to start from the last going upwards, because this young man has actually amazed me, because he is very patriotic. He has been listening to maybe his peers or even many other people who think that flying away from Uganda or getting they call it a chance or an opportunity to go to those foreign countries. He mentioned Europe in particular, that they say they will never return, they will never come back here. I want you to take it from me, dear great children of this beautiful part of Africa that was described as a beautiful garden from end to end. You see, many times people talk about Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and a great commander, but also a politician. He wrote his book, which he titled My African.
Thank you very much. Can you take your apart from the gas? I want to regret to inform you that because of time and the situation as you see it, Kano may not be able to proceed with your questions. However, she has taken note of your very little interest and participation in this matter. I am going to request her at an appropriate time. She will spare us another time, and then she will come here and exhaustively answer all those questions. But see, at this moment in time, we have two things which must be done as fast as possible. One is going to take pictures with different clusters. Number 2, the students who are this side, let them arrange chairs, and then the camera people, they take pictures. And also this side, we can, and this side, we do the same. But we have the Honorable Right Prime Minister incoming, who is going to pass the vote of thanks. Before we take the pictures, I think let me invite the Prime Minister incoming so that she thanks Kano, and then the pictures will be taken. We are mindful of time so that the pictures come out very well. What is the Honorable Minister? Mr. Mawanda, I've taken charge of you. Accept. And the situation is as bad as that.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. Dear Kano, the role model of many, the team leader of this great institution, the senior management team, the teaching and non-teaching staff, the prefectorial body incoming and outgoing, the patriotic club, the students' body, the whole school, ladies and gentlemen of the evening. It's a profound honor that I, Mama Tony Harris, Secondary Arts offering this little child divinity Secondary City, stand here to deliver a vote of thanks to our dear Kano. Mom, we are so grateful and we honor this moment that you've given to us to share with us the words of wisdom, encouraging, and we as well thank you for the unwavering dedication that you offer unto our country towards its success. We are very delighted and it's a great pleasure that you're here with us. We thank you that you dedicated your time to us because we know that your position is always having a tight schedule, but he decided to give us this time. We are so grateful, and we pray that God blesses you for that. And we also request on behalf of the students, we request that in your prayers you continue to pray for us as students so that we be successful, just as you are an inspirer to us. And to the team leader, I would like to thank you, sir, and the senior management team for giving us these chances to be exposed to the important people in our country. It's a really a good inspiration for us, the young dreamers. And we pledge to follow your words, Mom, the Colonel, and I thank you once again. On behalf of the students, I request that you extend our greetings to our Jaja, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda, and the First Lady as well, our Jaja. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you for everything, for the service to our country. May the Almighty God bless the work of your hands.
It's time for photo moments. I start with senior management. Go in front, senior management. We are time for, let us first take the photo moments. Management. All the incoming ministers, you remain here at the tent. Incoming ministers, you are asked to remain here. The patron wants to talk to you, the incoming ministers. All those places who are in the source play, tomorrow come to school. Those places who in the play of the resourcing, you come to school tomorrow. After the teachers, after the administrations, staff come for the photo.
You know how to access the camera even when it is off. The very
Members of staff come, go first. Members of staff. Administrators are also members of staff. Teachers, please. Time. Students, remain where you are. We are going to rotate the photos. You remain seated. Let's take the photo first. We are going to take the photos in clusters. You remain where you are. Remain where you are. Incoming ministers, come at the tent here. Incoming ministers.
What?